I initially found out about trading back in 2020. I was in grade 9. Right? School for me was never an option. There was this guy who used to sit in front of me in math class. That guy just randomly pulled his phone. Then I saw a bunch of charts. Then that day I went home, researched about it. I was immediately hooked. Discovered prop firms right after matric. I lost so many accounts, prop firms, trying to pass it, failing, getting another one, so on and so forth. So like the cycle kept on continuing. I had habits, and there's a certain dopamine that is attached to being inside a trade. Constantly want to be inside a trade. It gives you that excitement. So I started taking more high probability setups. Then after backtesting, I knew how high probability setups looked like. You could have a valid setup, but then not a high probability setup. You should be losing 10 trades in a row to actually breach your account, which is highly unlikely. So the first step is to use risk management, right? Risk 1% to stay in the game long enough. Now, in terms of placing trades, I don't place my trades manually. I've never taken a manual trade in months. The only thing that got me here where I am today is just show up each and every day. Even if you don't feel like, just show up.
Hey, what's up, traders? Welcome back to Traders Room South Africa, the best trading channel in the country. At this point, we're the best trading channel in Africa. And on today's episode, you are watching the Traders Room podcast, where we sit down with some of the best traders who are doing their thing, who have the skill, and who are really showing their journey out there. And today, I am not alone. I am sitting with another guest. Like I told you, we will be having more guests on the podcast. But man, I'm really excited. Guys, please help me announce Ballo Trades, man.
Yeah, well.
Thank you guys at the back. How are you, brother?
Amazing. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. How are you feeling today? How's your morning?
Feeling amazing.
Feeling amazing. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Nah. Thank you for actually accepting the invite.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna have like a super chilled conversation, talk about the market. So
Sure.
yeah, man. I saw your content a lot on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, man. As a trader, I'm really impressed seeing the direction you take in the trading thing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of South African traders, firstly, I must say it's always lifestyle driven.
Yeah.
When you hop onto social media. But can you explain firstly, like, why are you so chilled, man? Why aren't you into the lifestyle? What makes you, that way as a trader? It takes so much discipline to do that.
The only thing I could say is that it's the type of person I am, because a lot of these typical traders, they've been like this all along. It's just that money is an amplifier of who they really are. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just chilled because this is who I really am. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, the clubbing and the women and the whatever, it's not my type of thing. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just chilled doing my own thing, I guess. Yeah.
Nah. That's really nice to hear, because I'm also the same. I don't like being out there like that. But yeah, man, thank you for honoring the invite.
Sure,
it's great having you. There's a lot of guys who probably know you.
Yeah.
And who some don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it would be nice to get an introduction of who you are, who's Ballo Trades. Even before the name Ballo Trades, man, where do you come from? Where does your story start before Forex?
Okay, so originally I'm from Pretoria. Unfortunately for you guys, I don't have a sad story. I grew up well, I would say. I had an amazing upbringing, stable home, stable family, siblings. I'm the last born of my siblings, right?
Okay.
And yeah, man, before this trading thing, I was basically focused on playing soccer, right? So until I saw that, okay, this is not going to happen the way I assumed, then I started looking into other things. And I fortunately came across trading. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm just a human being like everyone else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, nice, man. Because I actually saw one of your posts. You, I think you said that Forex started to fund a career that failed, which is football, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
So I saw you bought soccer boots. Can you tell us about your football journey? Did you think that you were going to be a pro footballer?
Yeah.
Was that your vision? Tell us more about that.
That was my main priority, like above everything else. That was the way I believed that I was going to become a professional football player. I didn't have a plan B or anything like that. But then one thing in soccer, once you grow older, you start to realize, okay, the dream is starting to fade away, like slowly but surely. You get what I'm saying? Now you have to look into other ventures. Like I was 18, so there was a time I used to play for what is this? For tax. That was back in 2022, right? I was grade 11. And then obviously going into grade 12, books, you can't really manage the two. You get what I'm saying? So now I had to leave soccer, and leaving soccer for a year, it's not really ideal. So that's when I really started to think about my future going forward, that okay, this might not be working out, so I have to look into other things. But then in terms of now, I'm just playing it for fun. I bought new soccer boots just because we play every Saturdays with the brass. So I just bought the boots just to play around with my friends and stuff. But then in terms of trying to go pro, I think that bridge is closed now.
Yeah, the bridge is closed. Because you're saying that you were getting old. I mean, 18 is not too old.
Yeah.
There's guys who are like 22, 23 still trying to get into football.
Yeah. But then remember that we're living in South Africa, like scouters don't really look at 21-year-olds or 22-year-olds. And like by the time you're 18 and not playing for an academy, it's a bit of an issue. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's a bit of an issue. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how it's going so far.
So that dream ended, and then what was your plan after? Were you, sorry, did you decide to go to university, or did you immediately say, okay, now I need to look for ways to make money?
Okay, so I initially found out about trading back in 2020. I was in grade 9, but then from 2020 until 2022, it was just in and out. I wasn't really taking it seriously until it came across 2022 December. The next year I was going to matric, right? School for me was never an option, right? I even told my mom before my matric year that after matric, I'm not going to apply for any institution or anything like that. I'm just going to do my own thing. Mind you, by that time, I didn't really know what I was going to do, because obviously soccer, on the other hand, was not looking good. So I didn't have a plan until I really decided to log in on trading, which was that December 2022. Best decision of my life so far. But then I started to log in this matric, logged in also in trading, and matric's the worst time you could ever start learning how to trade.
Yeah, man. So you saying the early stages you learned about, or you discovered Forex in grade 9.
Yeah.
How did you discover that? And I'm assuming that this was while you were still enjoying football, having the passion. So how did you discover it?
Okay, so there was this guy who used to sit in front of me in math class, right?
Okay.
That guy just randomly pulled his phone. Then I saw a bunch of, now I know that it's charts, but then back then I don't know what it was. Pulled it out, I don't know what it was. Then he asked to go to the restroom, right? Went to the restroom, came back very frustrated, right? I'm like, where's this guy frustrated? Then I proceeded to ask, why are you so angry? He's like, he blew his account. Obviously, at the time, I didn't know what blowing an account means.
Yeah.
I'm like, blowing an account? I'm thinking of an actual bank, like bank account.
Or like money that's in his account.
I'm like, what is that? Then that's when he told me that there's this thing called trading. You put in money in hopes to make more money, wara. Then that day I went home, researched about it. I was immediately hooked. Then that's how it started, basically. That's how
and then fast forward to matric, when your football dreams die. And then now you go back to this Forex thing, because you say you're not planning on going to school.
Yeah.
You're not planning on furthering your education. Was Forex the only option for you?
The only option.
Okay, now let's get into that only option, because you are where you are right now. So in grade 9, did you find any account, or you just knew about it?
Nah, you know what the thing was, right? I'm one person that is very logical, right? So at that time, I knew, first of all, I couldn't even qualify to open a real account, right? Which helped me a lot, because I asked my mom for my ID. My mom obviously doesn't know anything about this. So asked my sister, my brother. They all said no.
Okay.
That's why I was so in and out, because I knew that, okay, I wasn't going to really be seeing real money. So I was just basically trading on demo until I reached the point where I was 16. Now I could obviously qualify to open a real account. I don't know if it works like that for most brokers or not, but then at that time you couldn't open a real account unless you were 16 or above, right? Fine, opened my first real account, but I didn't deposit a lot of money because I was very logical about this, right? I knew that, okay, I didn't know what I was doing. So me putting money into this, it was going to blow. So it was a guaranteed donation. So yeah, I traded on demo until I really gained the confidence. And obviously, small deposits here and there, not like big withdrawals, like money I could afford to lose, and I wasn't going to be angry about it. You know, I was very logical about
and
this.
responsible. That's good.
Yeah. So in terms of depositing, yeah, I haven't really made that much deposits back then.
Yeah. So were you in after matric? Tell us about the first time you deposited an amount, because I'm assuming everyone is going to school.
Yeah.
Everyone is getting accepted into university, and you're just there, and your only option is to fund a Forex account.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first proper deposit and how you were gonna tackle your trading that year?
Yeah, actually, I made my first big withdrawal early this year, which was like February after my first payout, right? So as soon as I got that first payout, I didn't really spend it because I knew that okay, I have to think about the future. Then that's when I deposited 10,000 rands. That was
Wait, when did you finish matric?
2024. No, 2023 I was matriculating. So
okay.
2024 was
makes
when
sense.
I was at home basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2024 I was, trying to become consistent. Then yeah. But then in terms of my first deposit, it was first like noticeable deposit, it was this year, February, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And what was it? How much was it?
it was 10K.
Oh, 10K.
Yeah.
Now that is still a huge amount.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
for first noticeable deposit,
Yeah.
not everyone jumps into
Yeah.
the market and decides to fund
10K.
10K.
Yeah.
So during that phase, were you looking at this Forex thing? Were you maybe trading prop firms? What was your approach towards trading in your early stages?
Okay, so I was basically like everyone else trading on a broker. I was on a demo. I discovered prop firms right after matric. So after matric, it has been prop firms ever since.
Okay.
So until now, it's been prop firms. And obviously right now, it's my live account. I'm obviously managing two portfolios at the same time right now. So yeah, prop firms have been trading it since 2024 right after matric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you took a different approach, because I think that's when prop firms were getting really popular.
Yeah.
A lot of traders don't start their journey trading prop firms. They start usually live, right? All right, traders. So I hope you are enjoying today's episode and conversation. So one thing that I did notice from speaking to different traders is that the market is always changing and evolving, right? So there's always new opportunities, new stories, and new companies entering the spotlight. And as a trader, you need to be able to adapt and understand what's actually happening around you as a trader. And speaking about major market moments is actually something pretty interesting that's happening right now with SpaceX, right? So you've probably seen some of the headlines around SpaceX going public in the trading space, and that's been described by many outlets as one of the biggest IPO moments we've ever seen, with reports putting the valuation somewhere in the trillions. And what actually makes this a lot interesting is that it's not only getting attention from major institutions, but there's a huge amount of interest from everyday investors and traders as well. So for a lot of people, SpaceX represents more than just a company entering the market. It's actually tied to one of the biggest stories around technology, innovation, and the future of space. But at the same time, when you actually have a company coming into the market with this much hype and attention, you also have to understand that it comes with a lot of volatility in the markets. Especially with big IPOs, the first days and weeks can be extremely unpredictable in the market, right? So you can have massive moves in either direction. So understanding risk is just as important as understanding the opportunity that is in the markets. And from a trader's perspective, this is where things get really interesting, right? So some people might actually choose to buy the actual shares, while other traders are more focused on the actual price movements of the market and see how the markets react around these big events. All right, traders, so I just quickly want to show you on my laptop and show you the broker that I'm trading with and its terminal, which you can find in the link in the description. And I want to show you how SpaceX is already listed as a tradable asset. So once I log on to my preferred broker's website and go under the symbol section under industrial, I will find SpaceX listed as a tradable asset. And once I log on to my trading portal, I can actually trade SpaceX. So instead of owning the actual shares, I can simply look at price movements and speculate whether the market is going up or down. But other than that, traders, make sure that you do check out SpaceX with the broker that I am trading with, and make sure that you do join the Traders Room community that you will find in the link below to get more trading education and be clued up about what's going on with current news in the markets. But other than that, let's get back into the conversation. Enjoy. So during that phase of trying to figure out this prop firm, do you maybe remember your first prop firm account? How did it go? How much was it? Did you lose?
Yeah,
Did you win?
I actually lost so many accounts, prop firms. My first one, I think it was about 5k USD. Trying to pass it, failing, getting another one, trying to pass it, failing, so on and so forth. So like the cycle kept on continuing. But then yeah, I've lost so many accounts.
Yeah.
Prop firms. Yeah.
Yeah, and then where are you getting money to fund these accounts or to purchase these accounts? Because you don't have a job.
Yeah.
You just left matric.
Yeah.
Do you tell your parents that, look, man, I have a vision with this Forex thing and I really want to see if I can test the waters with it?
Yeah.
And here's the potentials.
So with that, this is different from every individual. You see, my mom is very supportive of whatever her children does. You get.
Okay.
So I told her about this. Then I told her that this is what I want to do, like going forward. Right. She was in full support of it. She was the one that funded me, then which I got the money to purchase the funded accounts.
Okay.
So the money was basically coming from her. All right. So yeah, I would say she was the one funding my whole journey.
Okay, Nana, that's good, man. It's nice when there's families supporting you throughout the journey. Like you said in the beginning, you don't have a sad story.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I think we can move to your journey now, where you start getting these accounts.
Yeah.
What do you think was making you lose these accounts, and how long were you blowing these funded accounts for?
I would say what made me lose is a lack of knowledge on the strategy that I'm trading, right? So for the year 2024, I was trading a single strategy, which for me didn't work out very well. It made me, I'm not saying that the strategy doesn't work, I'm just saying it never worked for me.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it was just my basic knowledge on the strategy, right? Which made me blow, because now you start from the strategy, then you go to risk management, right? You cannot go to risk management before you understand the strategy.
Okay.
For me, I didn't understand the first step, which is the strategy. For the whole year, I thought I knew what I was doing, but then didn't really know what I was doing. So yeah, I would say the thing that was making me lose a lot of accounts was basically my lack of knowledge on the strategy.
What sort of strategy were you trading? Was it trend line based?
Okay, so this one is not very popular. Many people might not know about this. I was actually trading Falcon. It's the Falcon strategy.
Oh, Falcon, I know.
Yeah, I used to trade it for a year, a full-on year. And believe me when I tell you that there's no single month where I came out profitable, basically.
Where you draw trend lines, I think I know the Falcon strategy.
It's the way you draw like flags. It's a lot of flags included. Yeah. Traded that strategy for a whole year, and I had the content of the strategy, because there was this time the mentor gave out free access, I think, for about a week. Then I got in there, screen recorded as much content as possible.
All right.
Went through the content, then I thought I knew, purchased accounts, blew them, went back to the drawing board, so on and so forth. So I would say, yeah, Falcon was when, yeah, I started with Falcon 2024, the whole year. Then 2025, I just decided to change things around, because the whole year 2024, I've traded the same strategy. There's no single month that I came out profitable in. I mean, it's time to change things up.
Yeah, man. So how are you feeling throughout that whole process? You know, why didn't you give up? Because a lot of traders, man, if they see losses from the beginning of the year until the end, and they keep blowing accounts, it does something to their psychology. So during that season, what was your psychology looking like? Did you feel like giving up? Did they stop funding you, or did they always believe in you?
Giving up on trading or
giving up on trading in general during those losses and that phase?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to be careful of what I say, because the reason why I was not giving up was because trading was my only plan, right? So it was a question of, if I'm going to stop this, then what? I'm 19 or 20. I'm not looking to go back to try pursue soccer further. So it was like, okay, from here, what am I going to do? I didn't have any other alternative. So I had to push further. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying people should quit their jobs or quit school so that trading could be their plan A. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the reason that made me not give up was that trading was my only option, basically, at that time. Yeah. So that's what motivated me to keep going and try to make this work.
No, man. That's good, man. I think a lot of people doubt themselves. That's when they have plan Bs. And there's nothing wrong with plan Bs.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point that you mentioned that people need to believe in themselves and their plan A, right?
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to figure out, besides the strategy itself, during that phase where you were losing, do you think there was any habits that were keeping you stuck? Because like you did say, you can't focus on other aspects of Forex if you don't start with the strategy, you know?
Yeah.
And obviously, I feel like even though you were losing with that strategy,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe some people were also winning, you know? Obviously, not every strategy will be for you.
Yeah.
Do you think there are any habits that you had as a trader besides blaming the strategy?
Yeah. I had habits, and this one is very detrimental, to be honest. And this is what most people don't notice. There's a certain dopamine that is attached to being inside a trade. You know, you constantly want to be inside a trade. It gives you that excitement. You know, so I would say that is one of my habits that I had. I constantly wanted to be in a trade because it kind of gave me a sense of like excitement. Whenever I'm not in a trade, that's when I start to feel like I'm not a trader. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was one of the bad habits that I had to get rid of. Always wanting to be a trade just because I call myself a trader. So yeah, and this is actually something that most people don't take note of. You know, as much as people might not admit this, trading can be addictive. It is addictive, actually. You get what I'm saying?
It's like, I don't want to say it's like gambling, but
it is like gambling, actually. Because I've gambled before, like actual gambling, like sports gambling.
Yeah,
it's addictive. It's kind of like the same dopamine spike. So yeah, it is addictive. So yeah, the only habit that I remember having was that I always wanted to be in a trade, just because I'm a trader and I have to be in every trade. You get what I'm saying? So that made me lose a lot of accounts. Yeah.
Nah, man, I think that's powerful what you mentioned, that being a trader doesn't mean that you always need to be in a trade, you know? I think there's something I've heard where they say some of the best traders, 90% of the time they sitting on their hands and they waiting. And I think I've also seen on your TikTok, you were mentioning, there's a TikTok where you mentioned how it's important to just wait. And there are times where you don't even feel the pressure, even after the setup you've missed the setup. You don't feel that. So tell us about, okay, I think we'll get to how you've now developed.
Okay.
You know, let's continue with the journey.
Yeah.
So 2024 unprofitable. Now, how does the year 2025 look for you? Where do you start seeing changes?
Okay, so with everyone else, you know, 1st January you try to make goals. You know, you have these New Year's resolutions, whatever. So I had to change things up. First of all, I started with the strategy. So 2025 January until March, I used to trade a strategy price action, right? Like pure price action. The only issue that I had with price action is that for me it's not systematic. I try to look for something systematic rather than something discretionary. You know, something that makes me, if this happens, I have to do that. Not one of those strategies where now I look at the setup, I'm like, do I really want to enter this setup? Does it really look good? For me, that's not systematic. So I tried to look for something systematic. So for 3 months, I was basically trading price action.
Okay.
Then I realized, okay, this is not as systematic. And remember that 2024, I was trading a systematic strategy.
Oh, yeah.
So going into price action, for me, it wasn't systematic for me personally. Then I had to change things up, right? March, I started trading a strategy that I saw in YouTube, right? So this every single strategy that you would want, it's sitting on YouTube. The only problem is the content is scattered around. Like it's scattered around. Like you don't know which video comes first, which video you should watch first, so on. So yeah, March, I found a strategy of which I traded, and it's the one that I'm actually using right now, right? It's very simple strategy. The problem is that it's not as black and white, right?
Okay.
Then I went through the whole 2025 trading strategy, trying to become profitable with it, right? Started seeing results late last year, which is 2025, late December.
Okay.
Up till now.
Yeah. All right, man. So for those traders who are a bit of confused about when you say systematic, I'm assuming you mean a strategy where you can like follow certain steps until it gives you an entry criteria.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So I think let's talk about the YouTube, man, the YouTube strategies.
Yeah.
Do you think, do you find it difficult to maybe stick to one trader that you are watching to get this information for that particular strategy?
Yeah.
Or were you watching different videos? How did you come across that strategy? Did you watch one mentor?
Okay.
And yeah.
So what I usually encourage people is that when they're looking for a mentor, whether it's on YouTube or wherever, they should try and focus on that one particular person, right? Rather than focusing on 4 mentors at the same time, because there's gonna come a point where those 4 mentors say different things. Now you're gonna be confused. You get what I'm saying? So try and focus on one mentor. Try to replicate each and everything that they say. Then from that you build your own experience, right? And build your own trading plan, so on and so forth, right? So even I've made TikToks about this, that you should only focus on one mentor. 2 max, that's even pushing it, right? So try and focus on one mentor, because try and focusing on many people's, they have different opinions. So it's like, which one are you gonna go with? You get what I'm saying? So there's gonna come a point where the setup appears. This mentor said don't take it, that mentor said take it. So it's like, try and focus on one person, which is what I've done, right? I tried to look for that one person. First of all, that person shouldn't like flaunt wealth. He like they are whatever they have.
Yeah.
Now the person that I learned from was, I would say he was a minimalist, if I should put it that way. Like he didn't live a lavish life or anything. But then he was very transparent. And I was like, okay, this is the type of person that I want to learn from. This particular person, right? Then I've been on his channel, binge watching his content for the whole of 2025. Well, from March until December until now. Then focusing on one mentor is really important. Yeah.
Do you think maybe watching him and has kind of influenced the way you move on social media? Because I also saw you also a bit of a minimalist, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said when you started the interview, you don't really do the flashy lifestyle, which is really what trading, I think the picture of trading has been painted to be a whole lifestyle driven career. But really what matters is the charts.
Yeah.
You know, do you think a lot of traders, maybe before we go into the other questions, do you think other traders should maybe look into people who are living the lifestyle, or it's fine if they choose a mentor who maybe flashes the lifestyle? Because you're saying you chose someone who's simple, but do you think they should stick to that or have their own choice?
I would say they should find someone who's really transparent about the results they get. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it's necessary to find someone who's like very minimal, who lives a minimal life.
Okay.
I wouldn't say so. I would say find someone who's very transparent, someone who doesn't have any controversy behind his or her name, because that's really important, you know. So I don't think the lifestyle is a big deal, though it plays a factor, but I don't think it's a big deal. So I would say they should find someone
balanced
that shows realistic results. You know, that people, like a mentor, should be able to tell you, okay, in trading, months won't be the same. You get what I'm saying? So you're gonna have losing months, you're gonna have winning months, like, right? So you should find that type of mentor. But then if you're gonna try and find these mentors that say every month they make this certain amount of money, they don't lose, stay away from those people.
Now 100%, man. Since you also talk about transparency, we will get into it, because I also saw you really transparent with how your results are. But I want to now talk about, before we get there, I want to talk about that journey of becoming consistent now. So you're saying price action, you didn't really like it. Then you found one mentor you stuck to. And how does your trading look like between March and let's say December? Were you becoming consistent? Did you see wins, losses on your...
So I would say from March until December or let me say March until November,
Okay.
because that November was my turning point, right? From March, obviously I was learning the strategy, the ins and outs, trying to gain my own experience. So I would categorize from March until November as a period where I was just gaining experience of the strategy, right? Even though it took me longer than most people, I was just gaining experience. So November is when I started to want to backtest, right? For a full month, right?
Okay.
Didn't really trade on an account. It was purely backtesting, right? Until I realized that, okay, there's a lot of things that I've missed, right? So November, I spent the whole November backtesting. Then going into December, I obviously took the setups that I found highly profitable,
Profitable. Okay.
right? Then I was just gaining experience for the whole of last year. Then this year was when, or late last year was when things were starting to show up.
Yeah. Nah, man. So I wanted to ask, how important is it to backtest? Because I'm assuming from March until November before you
Yeah.
started backtesting, were you also blowing accounts during that period?
Yeah, losing accounts. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would say backtesting also comes with its own disadvantages, right? So one of the benefits of backtesting is that it kind of cuts your journey shorter. For example, if I started to backtest right from that March, it would have taken me less time to start finding profitability within the strategy, right? But
Okay.
because I wasn't backtesting, I was basically forward testing. It took me a lot of time. So backtesting helps with understanding the strategy quicker, training your eye quicker. Because now, if you're not going to be backtesting, you're really going to find out the hard way in terms of which setups work or not. Then it's going to just take you a longer time. So backtesting just basically cuts the journey shorter. And one of the disadvantages that I have about backtesting is that it doesn't factor in the most important thing, which is sitting on your hands, right? You enter a trade now, you're out now because you're backtesting. You could move price forward.
So it doesn't
quicker.
teach you that psychology of sitting.
Yeah.
Because you're playing, basically using the replay
The
tool.
replay button.
and forward.
Yeah. Then you could be done with a year's worth of price action within 2 hours. Basically.
2 hours.
Yeah. So it doesn't really factor in sitting and doing nothing, right? So yeah, that's one of the disadvantages of backtesting.
Yeah, man. So just because like you're saying, backtesting is something powerful that changed your trading, right?
Yeah.
So just to quickly talk to the people, what does backtesting look like for you? Do you sit down, take down notes, or how do you backtest?
Okay, so the way I backtest, right now when I backtest so that I could train my eye to take high probability setups, right?
Okay.
So I just go through. I don't necessarily take notes. I just go through price. Then I take whatever setup I think it's valid. Then if it loses, then I ask myself questions like, was this a setup that I would have taken on a 1 million? If I had a 1 million rand account, would I take the setup on a 1 million rand account? If the answer is yes, then the setup is valid. Moving on to the next one. Maybe let's say the next one is a loss. Ask myself questions like, would have taken the setup? If it was a no, then I take it down. Next time I see it in real time, I'm not gonna take it, right? So yeah, I just basically train my eye to see high probability setups, right? Because you could have a valid setup, but then not a high probability setup. I don't know if I'm making sense.
So
right?
please repeat that.
I wouldn't take. Let me just put it this way, right? There could be a valid setup. A setup could be valid, but then not high probability.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Then I get it.
But then
yeah, man, I think that is something the guys can take and learn,
Yeah.
and really apply to their trading. I used to backtest a lot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I no longer do it. But
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of motivation for me to get back into
Yeah.
backtesting. And during your backtesting, okay, I think we've covered backtesting.
Yeah.
And can I ask? So you're saying December you start funding and start trading. What sort of trading are you?
This past December.
Yeah, this past December. So I'm trying to ask, what trading style do you have? Because you're saying you're a swing trader now.
Yeah.
Has it always been swing trading for you?
No.
While you are unprofitable? What sort of trading style do you have?
So for the most part of my time trading this particular strategy, I've been trading it like day trading it.
Oh, day
right,
trading,
for the
okay.
most part. Until I came across me backtesting in November, then I realized that okay, me swing trading strategy actually I found it more profitable than day trading.
Okay.
And another thing that made me go into swing trading is that I'm not fine with taking a trade now, then finding out if I'm wrong within the next 15 minutes. I would rather wait the next 3 days to find out whether I'm wrong, right? That's my personal preference, right? I don't like, for example, let's say you take 3 trades, day trading, right? They all hit stop loss. I'm asking myself, how am I going to feel if this happens? Right? I'm not going to feel okay. I'm going to crash out. Right? So, swing trading, obviously, you find out after a couple of days whether you're wrong or right, which is fine for me. Right? And another thing that made me go into swing trading is that I actually hate chat time. As much as that might sound ironic, I hate chat time.
Yeah.
Right? I hate being on my laptop. Right? So, yeah, I found swing trading as a trading style that fits my personality and my lifestyle in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, but when for the most part, my unprofitability, I was basically day trading.
Day trading.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's different for everyone. Some guys want to be in the markets for
Yeah,
only
more.
less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And obviously for you, you don't like that
Yeah.
feeling of, seeing every tick and
Yeah.
knowing if you're wrong or right within that 15 minutes. So now where do you start seeing changes in December? Because you said you started trading that strategy that you had back tested. How did things move from there? Because you have achieved a lot, man, from the time you became, I guess, profitable with that strategy until now. You have achieved a lot.
Yeah.
And congratulations on everything you've achieved.
Yeah.
We'll tap into that once we get into the story. So,
Sure.
where does profitability start entering the picture for you?
Okay, so like I said, December was a turning point for me, December 2025.
Okay.
Right? Which was last year. So I would say the most part of my profitability started when I kind of disregarded setups, right? I would see setups, then I would ask myself, is this setup a high probability setup? If the answer is no, I'm not going to take the setup, right? Because then before that, I used to take every setup that was valid under the sun, right? So, and which goes back to what I was saying, that there's a difference between a trade being valid and a trade being high probability, right? So I started taking more high probability setups. Then after backtesting, I knew how high probability setups looked like.
Oh, okay,
all right.
Nice.
So now I focused on that rather than taking every setup that was valid. So yeah, that's when I seen the change. Past phase one I had a 50K account. Past phase one in December, past phase two in January. Then by February I was funded. And I still have the same account till today.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. A lot of traders, and I'm sure a lot of traders are thinking like, yo, you passed an account and you still have an account today, but they don't see the years of blown accounts and all of that, man. So from January until now, you still have one account that is still not blown or breached.
Yeah.
Hey man, let's tap into that because there's a lot of funded traders right now who keep blowing accounts and who keep, messing up with the trading rules. And I saw one of your reels where you were like, sometimes it's not about the rules that are stopping you from being profitable. It's you as a trader.
Yeah, how you trade.
How you trade. So tell us how that journey of passing a funded account, how did it feel, man? Because all these years of blowing, and now you passed an account. How did that feeling feel?
It actually felt quite good. For the main reason of I got to show my mom something tangible that okay, this is working out. Look at what I got. For I was more excited to show my mom than I was for myself, because my mom, obviously, she's very supportive, but obviously there's those times where she kind of becomes a bit skeptical, but especially when I don't bring results. So it was one of those things where I brought a result, then I showed her something tangible, like getting a payout or getting funded. Then I was excited to show her. I was
Yeah.
very excited to show her. Yeah.
Do you remember your very first payout? That feeling? How much was it? What
Yeah.
was going on? Is there any particular trade that got you that first payout after you got funded? Walk us through that journey, man.
Yeah. Okay, so when I was funded, I can't really remember the exact trade because it was months back.
Okay.
Let me just skip to the part where I got the payout, right?
Okay.
So when I got the payout, it landed in the morning, right? So it was like I think 15K or 16K, somewhere around those numbers, right? And again, I was excited to show my mom, right, the notification, right? I showed her, then she was like, "Where does this money come from?" Then I told her from trading, of which I've been doing, right?
Okay.
So yeah, man, the first payout was actually amazing. For the main reason that I got to show my mom something more tangible, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you blow it? You know, because there's guys, I always
No.
say there's guys who always the first thing they want to
Yeah.
do is taste it and spend it.
Nah,
How did that?
I didn't blow it. I was, like I said, I've always been a logical person, right?
Okay.
I had to think, okay, I knew that trading wasn't going to be profitable every month, so it was a matter of, if I blow this money, then next month I don't get a payout. What's going to happen, right? So I took that money and deposited it into my life account, right? So I was trading two portfolios at once.
Okay.
I think I took 10K, deposited into my life account, and the 5K. I think I spent it with my friends, obviously, across the whole month, not just in a single night. Yeah.
Obviously, you need to enjoy
Yeah.
some of the profits. And that
Yeah.
was your first payout ever from
Yeah.
Forex.
Ever.
So you only got your very first payout from Forex this year.
This year, February. Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
That's congratulations. I'm
Yeah.
sure the feeling is just
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you, man. Yeah. But yeah, the
Yeah.
feeling was amazing, nonetheless.
Yeah. So now you decide to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
You have one funded account and you put money into your life capital. And then from there, what do you do?
I treated the same. So I swing traded on my funded account as well as my life account. So my life account, the deposit was 10K, right? So I risk like, I think I risk like 10% or 20%. Let me just say I risk 10%, right? Which is like 1,000
On your live account.
on my life
Because
account.
I know with prop firms, there's a daily drawdown
There's
limit.
a daily drawdown here. So in terms of managing the two, I just traded the same. The trade that I would take on my funder account is the same trade that I would take on my life account.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, and one thing about life account, you have more freedom than prop firms, right?
Yeah.
So you could take more trades or
Without any rules stopping you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's give advice to traders who haven't passed their first prop firm account or who are even struggling to,
Yeah.
pass phase one. Is there any rules that you feel like, or maybe tips that you can give them in terms of like, do you feel like funded traders should quickly go out of phase one and phase two? And not waste their time? Because I've also experienced funded trading, and I feel like I always try get out of phase one and phase two first.
Yeah, fast, yeah.
Because people can spend months trying to
Yeah.
pass phase one and phase two only to fail.
Yeah.
So is there any tips or advice you'd give guys who are trying to get funded?
So I would say the first step, don't try to get funded as quickly as possible.
Okay.
That's just gonna go the opposite direction. Remember that prop firms are very different from trading your personal account or trading with brokers.
Okay.
Right? And the one rule that most traders find hard to overcome is the consistency rule. Right? The consistency rule is just simple. If I could put it in simple terms, the consistency rule just enforces consistency within your profits. Right?
Okay.
You can't be making $10 over there, then 3,000 over there, then $50 over here, then losing $6 the next day. It just forces consistency. For example, if you're gonna make 500 today, tomorrow should be like 450, then the next day should be like 490, the next day should be like 550. Basically your profits should look similar to each other, right?
Okay.
It doesn't encourage home runs. Traders try to pass their challenges within a day, then they over leverage, which is something a typical trader would do on their life account.
Yeah.
But that's something you shouldn't do on a prop firm account. So I would say the first step, don't rush to get funded. Take as much time as you need. Because there was this account that I was documenting last year.
Yeah.
It actually took me 5 months. I was trading that account for like 5 months, right? I know some people might see that as something bad, but then that really shows that, okay, I'm able to keep that account for the longest of time, right?
Okay.
The only problem is I'm not consistent, but then I'm able to preserve that account, which is the first step, right? Preserve that account, right? Because now you get someone that gets an account today, by 2 days it's gone. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So preserve that account first, then try to focus on consistency.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But then, yeah, that's the only tips that I would give to.
Yeah, I think I also wanted to add on to what you were saying. I wanted to say, even when we start Forex, the key thing to Forex in general, whether you're trading live or a funded account, they tell you the goal is to keep the most amount of capital, man.
Yeah.
Protect your capital
Yeah.
at all cost, you know. And yeah, man, that's good advice you gave to the traders. So, how are you able to keep and maintain an account from when you first got funded until now, man? I'm sure it takes a lot, because I also saw you showed your P&L of every month from since you got the account.
Funded, yeah.
And you did mention earlier on transparency is very important for you. You do show your results online and show when you take losses and wins. And yeah, man, how do you stay consistent? And I think you also mentioned that treat trading like a business on one of your TikToks. So just break down how you are able to stay consistent on an account and not breach.
Okay, so the first step in keeping an account as long as possible is basically risk management, right?
Okay.
So most pro firms, when you get funded, they give you a 10% maximum drawdown, right? So risk management is important, because now basically at this point the main goal is for your account to live and see another day, right? Risk 1% once you get funded. With a 10% maximum drawdown, it means that you'll need to lose 10 trades, not just 10 trades, but then 10 trades in a row, right? Which is highly unlikely. It's possible, but then it's highly unlikely, right? So if you risk 1%, let's say you lose the next 3 trades, you are down 3% now. The next trade you take could cover those losses. So you could see that if you risk 1%, you should be losing 10 trades in a row to actually breach your account, which is highly unlikely. So the first step is to use risk management, right? Risk 1% to stay in the game long enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, don't rush for that payout. Don't rush to get funded. Don't rush to get through phase 2, phase 1, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I would say the most important thing is risk management.
Yeah. And then for guys who are going through like a losing streak, how do you, because I'm sure you've been through a losing streak.
Yeah, many times.
I think you posted, I think you said April was a bad month.
Bad month, yeah.
Bad month. But how do you now fix your psychology after now you've become profitable? How do you like stay grounded during that losing streak?
Okay, so it's important to understand that first of all, you have to know that trading obviously every month won't be the same P&L, right? So when April came, then after April, I obviously saw that, okay, April was a horrible month, right? Now, what most people would do at that time is try to change the strategy or try to tweak it, thinking there's something wrong with the strategy. But then all that could mean is that the price action for April was just bad, right?
Okay.
For example, April was a horrible month. In May, I was able to recover half of those losses. You get what I'm saying? And June now is focused on covering all of those losses. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, just understand that not every month will be a winning month, and that price action month in, month out, it varies, right?
Yeah.
Your strategy doesn't mean that your strategy doesn't work or it's ineffective. It just means that price action was just horrible. For example, there's a guy on Instagram that says he's been trading for 10 years, and that April price action has been the worst price action he's ever seen in his trading journey. So that gets to give a trader confidence that, okay, you're not experiencing this alone. You know what I'm saying? It's just price action, not just strategy necessarily.
Yeah. No, that's nice, man. I think losses are part of the game, and one should just take it with their chest and just soldier on. I also wanted to find out, man, ever since you started seeing profit
Yeah.
and just being on the profitable side of things. Are there any changes that you've seen in your maybe habits, in the way you do things? Because I saw you said you don't like being on the charts a lot.
Yeah.
You try stay
Yeah.
far away from the charts as possible. Do you think profitability has kind of kept you less on the charts and just focused on those high quality setups that you just only have to take once every?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only habit that I can recall right now since becoming profitable would be something very minor. Like right now, I eat a lot of takeaways. That's the thing that I could recall, and I'm barely
Eating profits.
Yeah, I'm barely at home. I'm at my friend's place during the week. Mind you, before I was profitable, I would never go out the house during the week. So it's like, okay, right now I'm just looking at the charts. There's nothing there. Now I go to my friend's place, so I order in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's basically just lifestyle habits that just changed after profitability. Yeah.
Yeah. And what does like a normal trading day look like for you? Like break down Ballo's trading routine, because you being a swing trader, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're not taking trades every single day.
Yeah.
So break down maybe what a week looks like for you on the charts. How many week trades are you taking in a week?
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, my day looks the same from Monday to, I would say, Monday to Thursday, right? So I just basically wake up at 6 p.m. Wake up, pray for like an hour, then
AM, I'm assuming AM.
yeah, a.m. not p.m. a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. in the morning, right? Wake up, I pray for like an hour of stuff. Then from there, right now let's say I woke up at 5, right? From 5 until 6 I pray. Then from 6 until 7 is when I doom scroll like TikTok, Instagram and stuff. I know a lot of people talk about this, but it's what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Just doom scroll for like an hour. So then at 8 o'clock is when I actually step on the charts and try to analyze, right? Analyze and actually analyze for like 15 minutes, because remember that I'm looking at a singular time frame, right? Go through every pair, then I just flag every pair that looks good for that particular day. For example, for Monday, I flag out pairs that are close to tapping me in. Then I just focus on those pairs for
the
that day.
rest of it. Okay.
Yeah. Then from that time, I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, I'm maybe watching TV or something. Then from half past 11, that's when I go to the gym. Come back at around, I don't know, half past 12 to 1. Come back home, take a nap. By the time I wake up, I think it's around 3 p.m. Then from there, I'm basically concluding my day. I'm just chilling for the rest of the day. Then I come back on the charts at 6 p.m. Then I just go through the market and everything. Then yeah, my day is done.
Yeah.
From Monday to Thursday, yeah.
So you haven't even mentioned placing trades. You just mainly waiting, and it's a patience game for you.
Yeah. Now, in terms of placing trades, I don't place my trades manually, right? For example, let's say I see that a setup is forming. For example, let's say Monday, there's only 2 setups that are forming, right? I would place my limit orders so that then I let the charts do its thing. If it's going to type me in, then it's going to type me in. If it's not, then we'll try again tomorrow, right? So I've never taken a manual trade in months.
You've never placed a trade
like
in
manually.
Manually.
Nah.
Hey, man, that takes a lot of discipline, man. A
Yeah.
lot of guys just want to press
Buttons and
bios.
stuff. Yeah. I just said it, then set and forget.
Forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you mentioned one thing that really, caught me off guard. You said you use one time frame.
One time frame, yeah.
What time frame is that?
I use the 4 hour.
4 hour. Can you maybe break down the mindset behind that? Because, some guys need to do a top down analysis. Some people start on the 4 hour and execute on the 5 minute.
I mean, since I'm swing trading, I'm most likely to focus on the higher time frames, right?
Okay.
Back then when I was day trading, I used to focus on 2 time frames, which is the 4 hour and the 15 minutes. So the 4 hour would be basically to gauge my bias. Then the 15 minute, I use it to execute my trades, right? And set my stop loss TPs over there, right? With the 4 hour bias. But then now, since I'm full-time swing trading, I just look at the 4 hour, because the 4 hour itself is just the higher time frame by itself. So there's no need for me to go any higher. I use it daily, but then it's very rare that I use it daily. I use the daily when, for example, if the 4 hour price action is in the middle of nowhere, that is like there's no price action next to it, that's when I go up a time frame, which is the daily. Then that's when I look at the overall view of the market. But then 9 times out of 10, I'm just on the 4 hour because I'm swing trading the 4 hour.
Yeah.
That's why it takes me like 15 minutes to go through, I don't know, 30 pairs, 30 instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what pairs do you trade? What instruments do you trade? Do you trade currencies or anything that looks good?
Okay, so like I said, there's 28 instruments on my watch list, right? 26 of those is currency pairs, right? Excluding the exotic currency pairs because the spreads move a bit crazy on exotic pairs, right?
Okay.
Then the other two is like, I think it's USD and gold.
All right.
Yeah. So I trade currency pairs. Basically
Currency.
Forex, yeah.
So you're a Forex trader, currency trader, man. Now that's nice, man. I think let's tap into some of your achievements that you've achieved recently. I saw you bought from your payout, you were able to buy a PS5.
Yeah.
Just reward yourself, man.
Yeah.
Buy a car. Tell me about some of like the changes that you've seen Forex make in your life personally and how that feeling is, and just rewarding yourself as a trader.
So I would say the first one would be the reassurance that I gave to my mom that okay, this is really something that could take me far in life, because obviously my mom doesn't know anything about this, right? So me giving her those results month in and month out kind of reassures her, right? And in terms of the achievements, that's just the other thing that I got, just because I could get them and stuff. Yeah.
No, congratulations on that, man. So man, I wanted to ask a bit about your online journey.
Yeah.
Why did you start posting online?
Okay, so the main reason why I started the YouTube channel was for my future self,
Yeah.
because I knew there was like I said, I've been a logical person, so I knew that there was gonna come a point where I'd feel like giving up, right? So say I've recorded content for a year, then the next year I feel like giving up. I would go through the previous year's content, then I was gonna ask myself that, okay, I didn't come this far just to come this far, right? I can't be working so hard, the next thing I leave. So basically, me documenting my journey was just for my future self, just to get me back on track if I want to give up. Yeah.
And do you think that has made a difference in your trading? Do you think you're more accountable for yourself because there's an audience watching now?
Yeah.
There's people who look up to you now.
Yes, it's actually harder trading on YouTube than any other thing, because you know that there's people watching you. There's those keyboard warriors that one mistake they're on you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, but then it kind of gave me a sense of accountability that okay, if I'm not gonna take a higher probability setup, I know that someone in the comments is gonna point that out. So yeah, but then in terms of the pressure is high on trading like on YouTube, because there was a time where I even took a break. I think that was back in 2024 from YouTube, because the pressure on there was bad, because I knew people were just suggesting a lot of things. So YouTube in terms of content, it's not been the best, but then it's there. What can I say?
Yeah, I feel like one thing about once you document your journey online, it forces you to be transparent. I feel like once you're on the platforms like YouTube, it's hard to like fake anything, because it shows you reality. And I wanted to ask you, is there something that you could not do for yourself before trading that you feel like, oh, now I can do this for myself and make your family proud?
The only thing I could think about is playing soccer.
Playing soccer?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm not understanding the question right.
No. So the question is basically, is there anything that Forex has been able to afford you that, you weren't able to like afford before trading, and, kind of make your family happy and see like, Ballo's able to do things for himself now.
Yeah. So I would say one of the things is basically, getting a few things around the house, helping my mom out with a couple of things. If she needs money, then I could send her the money. And yeah, man. And recently I'm able to take my sister to work in the morning, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of guys sometimes miss those small things that Forex can really do for not only you, but for
For the
your
family,
family.
yeah.
Most people just think, now I can go spend in a club.
Yeah.
And for you, it seems
Yeah.
like you family driven, which is good,
Mm-hmm.
and which is something I think you should continue doing.
Yeah.
And I just have a few questions. Let's talk about. I'm going to ask you a few questions,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you can answer them quickly. So this section of the interview is called rapid fire.
Okay.
So when you hear the question, the first thing that gets into your head, just answer it.
Okay.
Right? So, what's your biggest strength as a trader?
I would say patience.
Patience,
Yeah, sitting on my hands.
sitting on your hands.
Yeah.
And then your biggest weakness as a trader?
Biggest weakness as a trader. Uh, can't think of one right now. I know I do have a weakness. Like I just can't think of one
Yeah.
right
No,
now.
a lot of guys who have sat here, even the previous guest, couldn't think of one because I guess the more you evolve as a trader and work on
Yeah.
yourself, you kind of
Yeah.
lose
That
the
weakness, then another one shows up. So it's
another
like,
one
yeah.
shows up. At least you didn't say overspending, you
Nah,
haven't gotten there
nah,
yet.
nah, nah.
Or maybe you could say it's ordering in food
Yeah, yeah. Bad lifestyle habit.
or,
Yeah.
or, or not having anything crazy to do. Because
Yeah.
I saw you said you wanted to start a business and do something outside of trading because
Yeah.
most of the time you're just
I'm
waiting.
just bored, yeah.
Do you want to maybe tap into that a bit? Have you thought of
Yeah,
anything?
so I don't know if any of the audience could recall because last year there was a business that I started with a friend of mine, which was like cleaning shoes, right?
Okay.
That business we opened for like a month and a few days, which was highly profitable. We were able to make back our initial investment and plus a bit more profit, but then it had to close due to unforeseen reasons. But I'm thinking of just getting it back up.
Getting back
You're
up.
getting it back up, yeah. But then that's something that I'm still thinking about, because I have a lot of free time on my hands to focus on other areas of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, going into other businesses, would
Yeah.
be the main priority for this year.
No, definitely, man. And then what does a live trade look like for you that you'll never forget? Because you did say you into prop firm and funded trading.
Yeah.
So give us an example of a live trade you'll never forget on your personal account.
Honestly, my trades look similar to each other, so there's not one that stands out. I don't know if I'm making sense. There's not one that stands out. It's just they look similar to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, that's good. And then what's the most underrated trading skill?
Underrated trading skill.
A quality as a trader that's underrated that most people look over.
I would say the ability to sit on your hands and do nothing
Yeah.
while the market is moving. Because, sometimes people feel the itch to be in the market. So I would say, not feeling the need to be in the market constantly. I would say it's a very underrated skill.
Underrated skill. And then I have another question. It says, what's the best trading session that you find a lot of success in?
Session.
Yeah, which session do you like best?
I don't trade sessions. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, okay, I hear you because you basically leave pending orders.
Yeah.
Do you know which sessions they get triggered in, or you just set and forget?
Now they get triggered at different times of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's proper. And then the best trading month you've had?
I would say so far it's March. I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the worst trading month you've ever had, and how much did you lose?
The West.
Yeah, worst trading month you've had, and how much did you lose?
I would say it's the month of April. On my life account, I can't really remember how much I lost, but I can only remember how much I lost on my Profim account, which is around 5-6%.
6%.
Yeah, in that month. Yeah.
All right. And then what is one habit every trader should build besides staying on their hands?
One habit that they should build. Can't think of one right now. One habit that a trader should build.
Just one.
I can't think of one right now.
Okay. And then what's one thing? Let's say one thing, one habit a trader should quit.
One habit.
Yeah, a trader should quit.
I would say it's overspending, because the next month is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say overspending.
Yeah, and you did mention that you need to leave over money for the following
for
month.
the
I saw in
following
one
month.
of your
Yeah,
TikToks.
yeah.
Yeah. And then just to close up the interview, man, what's one goal you're chasing and something that you want to see yourself achieve in the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months within your trading?
That's my trading. Okay, first one is to get my life account up to like 100K. That would be my first priority.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only goal that I have right now. Obviously, alongside getting payouts as well, continuous payouts and stuff. But then the main priority is to get my account to 100K, like my life account.
Yeah.
Thing would give me more freedom.
More freedom.
Yeah.
And then at some point, do you have any dream car that you saying, okay, one day I want to get this dream car, or maybe you want to get a house one day? What's one thing that's tangible? Because Forex, man, anything can be like we can scale.
Yeah.
It's an industry where you can really scale your profit and get to a point where you want to be. So
Yeah.
so that you watch for your future self,
Yeah.
do you want to speak anything out to your future self, make a promise to yourself, so that when you watch back in the future, you're like, man,
Yeah.
I've achieved this.
So, like you said, I'm a family man. So I would also like to have my own family. Become a dad, become a husband, and have a big house because I want to have a big family. You know what I'm saying? So one of the things is just to have a big house to accommodate all of my kids because I want to have many kids. That's the thing.
Or you want the soccer team?
Yeah, exactly. So just live a family life. You get married, you have kids, just a family life. That's what drives me each and every day.
Yeah. Nah, man, that's beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
Very different. And yeah, man, just to close off the interview, I just wanted to ask to a trader who's sitting at home watching you right now and is not seeing profitability on their end, what is advice that you'd give them, just to give them a few words of encouragement? Is there anything you'd like to say to them?
I would say the only thing that got me here where I am today is just showing up each and every day. Even if you don't feel like it, just keep showing up, because just the thing about luck finds you where you are, but then it needs to find you when you are working. You can't have those days where you don't feel like working, then you don't work. And you just have to keep showing up. Basically, perseverance and consistency, it's what really shows you a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just those two things is the thing that I would highly recommend. Just show up each and every day, even if you don't feel like, just show up.
Nah, showing up is important, man. What a beautiful way to close the interview. Thank you so much, man, for coming through. I really appreciate it, brother, man. So yeah, man, traders, thank you so much for tuning in onto today's episode. I hope you guys gained a lot of value from Ballo Trades today. He is an upcoming trader and he's really doing his thing. So make sure that you check out his social media handles. Where can they find you?
TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. YouTube is Ballo Trades. Instagram and TikTok is official.Ballo Trades.
Yeah, no, 100%. Thank you so much for coming through, traders. I hope you did enjoy today's episode. Make sure that you do like today's video. Make sure that you comment and tell me your favorite part of today's interview. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. And from us signing out, have a good and profitable rest of your week. Cheers.